It's just so wonderful. You know, as a fan of not only the entire universe of Star Wars, but of Mandalorian, to be a part of this show and to play such a complicated, amazing woman is a dream come true, you know? It was so different. You know, I did all the prep work that I needed to do in my mind. I memorized my dialogue. I went to my wardrobe fittings. I went to the makeup and hair fittings and, you know, got myself fully in the first time I was fully in the hair and the makeup and the wardrobe. I was with Dave Filoni and we were both so overcome. Like you know, we may have wiped a tear or two, but we were so excited. But in that moment, I realized, oh my gosh, I had no idea how she moved, how she looked, because I'm staring at myself in the mirror and I'm moving and acting like Katie. And I'm like, oh no, I have to figure out how this woman actually like carries herself. I've never had to think of that before. And so all of a sudden I went home and I like started having panic attacks. And I was like, honey, I don't know what I'm doing to my husband. And so thankfully, I got to work with Bryce Dallas Howard on my first day in season 2. And she and I really, really, really honed in on who the character was. And John was there that day and Dave. And we really spent time and they gave me the space to figure her out on my first couple days at work. And it was such a gift. Yeah, so both, honestly. You know, I mean,
Right.
one of the things that an actor relies on so heavily is the wardrobe in any character, you know. I remember one time I went to go, you know, do my ADR for Starbuck and I had heels on that day and I had to take them off because I couldn't do the voice of Starbuck with heels on. It was very strange. So you really do have to get into that wardrobe. And so once I get in the bow suit, that helps tremendously. But it's also incredibly restrictive, and it doesn't move the way that a body would move naturally, and you know it pinches and restricts in the shoulders. So you really have to figure ways around it and find the workarounds for sure.
Yeah.
So one of the things that has been so amazing about my career from the very beginning is that I've always played women that had some sort of like skill, a fighting skill of some sort. And so I actually over the years have come into to every new job with a level of skill from the last. And so there are aspects of the fight training and the stunt training that I already have, and then there are things that I need to learn, obviously. And on this one, there was this epic knee slide that I had to do, and they were going to bring in the stunt double, and I was like, no, 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 no. I have been practicing and honing my knee slides since I was 5 years old on my mother's kitchen floor with like dish rags. So get out of my way. I'm doing knee slides. Now on like the 50th knee slide, when I've ripped open my suit because I've literally been doing so many knee slides, I think that I thought to myself, what the heck did I get myself into? Because every time I'm standing up now, I'm like, ugh. Like the you know, number 50 was not as easy as number 1. So well, I think for people who have seen season 2, obviously we know that she's in a bit of a predicament,
Yeah.
and she's conflicted, you know, and I think that there are some valid questions as to what she's going to do. We know that Bo firmly believes that the only way to rule the Mandalorian people is with the darksaber, and so we know she wants to rule. So she's in a tough place. I think the other thing that we need to question is that for fans of Clone Wars and Rebels, we have seen Bo-Katan accept the darksaber before as a gift. So what's new now? You know, what is different about when Din tried to give it to her, as opposed to when she received it before? That should sort of influence people's way of thinking, I think, as they go into this season. What's different now? What happened? You know, why isn't she accepting it again? And so I think that is probably as much as I can say, or someone's going to swoop in and take me out of here. So I think that, you know, just for the sheer reason that she's around more this season, we're going to see a different part of Bo. She wasn't in that many episodes. If you actually think about it on paper, how many episodes she was in of Clone Wars and Rebels is not that much. You know, we know a lot about her. We think we know a lot about her. But I don't think we've ever seen or had the time to explore the things that she has been through in her life. You know, if we think about all of the things that she's participated in from the very first time that we meet her to now, she has got, there's anger and frustration and guilt and sadness and all of these things that are inside of her that she carries with her. And, you know, you might find its way out. You never know. I think the coolest thing that you know we know from the trailer that we're going to see a lot more Mandalorians. That's cool. Yeah. You know, I'm excited to see as many jetpacks as possible on screen all at once. And I think as a viewer, that's what I'm most excited about. I'm excited to explore the Mandalorian people. And I just can't wait to see what people think. So I think as a whole, Star Wars has always given people hope. I think that's the thing that, as a child, for me, that's what inspired me as a little kid, is that, you know, you never see people lose hope in this universe. And we can learn from that, I think. But as far as The Mandalorian is concerned, I think one of the reasons why it's done so well is that you can absolutely sit down with an entire family and watch this show, and people love it for many different reasons, but we all love it. You know, I have nieces and nephews that love it because of the little green guy, and you know, I have friends who are, you know, would give Dave Filoni a run for his money on how much they know about Star Wars, and they both love it. And so I think that that's why this show is so special, is it's tapped into something that's visceral inside of people that we all just relate to.